Behind closed doors in Jerusalem, Jesus' disciples sat in fear, uncertain of their future. Outside, the city carried the heavy tension of the crucifixion and rumors of the resurrection. Following Christ's final command to wait for the promise of the Father, they gathered in prayer. What happened next would transform the course of human history. Pentecost, originally the Jewish harvest festival of Shavuot, celebrated 50 days after Passover, brought pilgrims from across the ancient world to Jerusalem. As recorded in the book of Acts, a sound like a mighty rushing wind suddenly filled the house. Tongues of fire appeared, and the Holy Spirit filled the disciples. Moments later, men who had hidden in fear stepped boldly into the streets, proclaiming the gospel in languages they had never learned. It marked the fulfillment of God's promise, explains theologian Dr. Craig Keener. The Spirit was no longer limited to a few prophets or kings. God's presence was now available to all believers. The transformation of Peter was striking. Weeks after denying Jesus, he stood before thousands, quoting the prophet Joel, "I will pour out my Spirit on all people." That day, nearly 3,000 people were baptized. Church historian Bishop N.T. Wright describes Pentecost as the moment God's new creation burst into the world through ordinary people empowered by the Holy Spirit. For modern Christians, Pentecost remains far more than a historical event. The miracle of diverse languages being understood is seen as a powerful symbol of unity in a divided world. It reminds the church that its mission is not to stay behind closed doors, says Reverend Samuel Rodriguez, president of the National Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference. Pentecost calls believers to carry hope, mercy, and truth into a hurting world. More than 2,000 years later, the message from that small upper room continues to inspire global faith, reminding believers that even in moments of fear, faith can move people to bring light into the world.